Trust is one of the most powerful emotions in the human world. It is invisible, yet it can change relationships forever. Every day we meet people, talk to them, laugh with them, and share small moments of happiness. But there's a big difference between talking to someone and truly trusting them. When people only show their smiles, their achievements, and their happy moments, it doesn't always mean they trust you. Real trust begins when the walls start falling down. Because the truth is, happiness is easy to share. Anyone can tell you about their success, their good day, or their exciting plans. But fears are different. Fears are the hidden parts of the heart that people usually keep locked away from the world. And when someone decides to share those fears with you, it means they see you as a safe place. Think about the people in your life. How many of them truly open their hearts in front of you? Most conversations in the world stay on the surface. People talk about work, movies, social media, or everyday life. But very rarely do they talk about the things that keep them awake at night. The worries, the doubts, the fears they hide from everyone else. Because sharing fear requires courage, and courage only appears when someone feels safe enough to be vulnerable. Everyone has fears. Some people fear failure. Some fear losing the people they love. Some fear not being good enough. But most people hide these fears behind smiles. They post happy photos on social media. They laugh with friends. They pretend everything is fine. But deep inside, their mind is carrying 1,000 silent worries, and they keep those worries hidden from the world. Now imagine this moment. Someone sits beside you, takes a deep breath, and finally begins to talk about something that scares them. Maybe they are afraid of losing their job. Maybe they feel lost in life. Maybe they are struggling with something they never told anyone before. When that moment happens, something powerful is taking place. That person is giving you access to a part of their mind that most people never see. That is trust. Trust doesn't appear instantly. It grows slowly, like a seed. People watch how you react, how you listen, how you respond to their small stories. If you judge them, they close their heart. If you ignore them, they stop sharing. But if you listen with understanding, something changes. Little by little, the walls begin to disappear. One day the conversation becomes deeper. Instead of talking about simple things, they start sharing real emotions. They tell you about their struggles, their fears, their insecurities. And when that happens, it means they believe something important about you. They believe that you will not use their weakness against them. They believe that you will not laugh at their pain. They believe that you will understand. When someone trusts you enough to share their fears, they are doing something very brave. Because showing fear makes people feel exposed. It makes them feel vulnerable. It is like opening a door to a private room inside their heart. And once that door opens, it can never fully close again. That is why trust must always be handled carefully. Listening is more powerful than speaking. When someone shares their fears, they're not always looking for solutions. Sometimes they simply want to feel understood. They want to know that someone sees their pain, that someone hears their story, that someone cares. And sometimes, a single moment of understanding can heal more than 1,000 pieces of advice. The strongest relationships in the world are built on emotional honesty. Not just shared laughter, not just fun memories, but also shared fears. Because when two people understand each other's fears, their connection becomes stronger than ordinary friendships. It becomes something deeper, something real. At the end of the day, trust is not about perfection. It is about safety. When someone feels safe with you, they stop pretending. They stop hiding their pain. They stop wearing emotional masks. And that is the moment when real human connection begins. Because the deepest trust is not when someone shows you their happiness. It is when they trust you enough to show you their fears. Sometimes the hardest words to say are the ones that come from fear. A person might sit in front of you, looking calm on the outside, but inside their mind, a storm of thoughts is moving. They may hesitate before speaking. They may pause between sentences. Because revealing fear is not easy. Fear makes people feel weak, and nobody likes to feel weak in front of others. But when someone finally gathers the courage to speak about what scares them, it means something important. It means they trust you enough to show their true self. In a world where most people pretend to be strong, showing fear becomes an act of bravery. Many people hide their worries behind confidence. They smile, they laugh, they act like everything is perfect, but inside, they may feel lost. And sometimes, all they need is one person who will listen without judgment. One person who will not interrupt their story. One person who will simply understand. That person can change everything. Real trust grows slowly. It grows through small moments, through honest conversations, through quiet nights when someone feels safe enough to talk about things they never told anyone before. Trust is not built in a single day. It is built every time you listen, every time you respect someone's feelings, every time you protect their secrets. Many people carry fears that nobody else knows about. They walk through life pretending everything is normal, but inside their mind, they are fighting silent battles. Battles with doubt, battles with insecurity, battles with memories that refuse to disappear. And when someone finally listens to those hidden fears, it feels like a heavy weight is lifted from the heart. Sometimes people don't need solutions. They don't need advice. They simply need someone who will stay and listen. Someone who will not rush the conversation. Someone who will not judge their feelings. Because when fear is spoken out loud, it becomes lighter. And when someone truly listens, the heart begins to heal. Human beings are not meant to carry fear alone. We are built to connect with others, to share stories, to support each other. And when someone trusts you enough to reveal their deepest worries, they are inviting you into one of the most personal spaces of their life. That space must always be treated with care, because broken trust can leave scars that last for years. After someone shares their fears, something changes between two people. The connection becomes deeper, stronger, more real. Because vulnerability creates emotional bonds that ordinary conversations never can. It creates understanding, and understanding builds trust. Many people spend years hiding their fears from the world. They keep everything inside. They pretend to be strong. But hiding emotions does not make them disappear. It only makes them heavier. That is why sharing fears with someone trustworthy can feel like freedom. It gives the heart space to breathe again. Trust is one of the most fragile things in human relationships. It takes time to build, but it can break in a single moment. That is why when someone trusts you with their fears, it is a responsibility. A responsibility to listen, to respect, and to protect their honesty. Because true trust is rare. In the end, trust is not measured by how much happiness someone shares with you. Happiness is easy to show. The real measure of trust is when someone feels safe enough to reveal their fears. Because fears are the most honest parts of the human heart. And when someone shares those fears with you, it means you are not just a friend. You are a safe place.